move.
Awesome. Second.
Voice vote. All in favor? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Start with the board meeting. And we'll kick it off with student recognition.
So this evening we have 3 student groups that we're going to recognize, but are they, Ray, are they here? Dr. Oben? They are not here. So we are going to pause that and wait for their arrival. So we have, tonight we're recognizing our state, 2-time state champion for a Libertyville High School baseball team, our state 4th place finisher volleyball team, and 2 chemistry champions, national, international recognition as well, but they are not here yet. So we will await their arrival and move forward.
And then we'll weave them into the agenda as they come in. So with that, we will open it up for invitation for public comment.
Good evening. I am Marnie Navarro, District 128 graduate, lawyer, and incoming parent. I speak for myself. Our children, and specifically our 1,500 plus girls, are not safe at District 128. District 128 has a long history of not following the law, resulting in our children being victimized and our tax dollars wasted on lawsuits, investigations, and settlements. 128 has operated like an authority unto itself for many years, ignoring its duties to mandatory report known and suspected incidents of child abuse and grooming. The investigation into the numerous perpetrators, past and present, and the many additional staff and admin who knew and did not report remains ongoing. Sadly, District 128's flagrant violation of the law is not limited to mandatory reporting. 128 remains in daily violation of federal law for its obstinate refusal to comply with Title IX. District 128's unsafe, immoral, and illegal gender support guidelines endanger our girls daily by permitting males in minor girls' bathrooms, locker rooms, sports, and hotel rooms on overnight school trips, prescribes forced use of preferred pronouns, allows the secret gender transitioning of minors without advanced parental consent and knowledge, and expressly includes gender identity in curriculum. Under this illegal policy, District 128 allowed 2 males, including an 18-year-old, 6-foot-tall, 200-plus-pound adult man with facial hair, to enter the Libertyville Girls High School locker room in August 2024 with no advance warning to the girls or their parents, and observe and leer at numerous minor girls in their underwear changing and to change in front of them. District 128 allowed these 2 men, who notably declined to use the available gender-neutral facilities, to adversely possess the Libertyville High School girls' locker room for a semester, displacing a dozen minor girls. You and District 128 have to this day ignored the numerous parents and female victims who bravely came forward to report and publicly comment on their victimization. Imagine that, a pattern of District 128 ignoring girls and their parents who report victimization. Sure sounds familiar. Last week, Superintendent Mark Schaefer advised that the board is seriously considering forming a policy committee. 2 years later, 1.5 years after the Cardona decision and months after Mahmoud and Mirabelli United States Supreme Court decisions confirming the primacy of parental rights, in District 128, in its infinite wisdom and legal savvy, is considering forming a committee to consider following the law. Is District 128 planning to form a committee for every federal statute with which they may or may not agree? Newsflash, mandatory reporting is not optional, and neither is Title IX. 3 weeks ago, Awake Illinois filed a federal civil rights complaint against District 128 for its willful violation of federal law, including Title IX. When, not if, the Federal Department of Justice investigates 128, we taxpayers will yet again foot the bill for your arrogant incompetence. You insist upon wasting our hard-earned tax dollars on your ideology and abysmally poor legal outside advice, and expose our district to civil lawsuits, federal prosecution, and loss of our $1.7 million federal funding. This district has gotten literally every single legal issue wrong, from masking, Title
If we
VII.
can wrap
Yep,
this
I'm
up.
wrapping up. Last sentence, Mitt. Thank you. Mandatory reporting, ADA, Title IX, endangering our children, costing us millions. It is inexcusable, yet sadly on brand, that it will take federal prosecution to force you to follow the law and protect our girls. Better start strongly considering following the law faster, board. The time is up and the feds are coming. Thank you very much.
Anyone else for public comment?
Hi, my name is Diana Gratz. I have lived in the community since I've been 6. Along with my husband, we've raised 3 children. They've graduated from the high school. My husband retired from the Libertyville Fire Department after 36 years. I retired from the high school after 17 and a half years last year. So I cannot compete with Marnie Navarro. She's very good at speaking. I'm disturbed by a lot of what she said. A lot of it had to do with federal laws. I've never really heard a lot of that federal legislation, just mainly state. I feel like the last years since COVID have been incredibly stressful. A lot of things we had to do reacting to, first of all, Denise Herman, then COVID, and we continue to react over and over again. We're listening to a huge group of people. People are, it's hard to see all the people that I worked with. And the one thing I really want to say is, while we have a very large or loud component of our community, all the circles that I am part of and have been for a very long time do not support this particular thing that's happening right now within our district. It's hard to watch. Our kids are being disrupted by it. Their attitudes have changed dramatically. They're disrespectful, and it comes from this forum that's been going on for 6 years now. And it's terrible, and I'm sad to watch it happen. And I hope this board can keep in mind that the board that hired Denise Herman and started this train wreck were experienced. They'd been here a while, and yet they continue to make decisions that were not in our best interest. So I want all of you to listen to the staff and kind of take away a lot of the noise that's happening in our community. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hi, thank you for giving me this opportunity. My name is Mary Jo Shepard. I am a licensed clinical social worker. In my professional role, I have worked specifically with adults with Down syndrome. I'm currently a school social worker. I also have a beautiful 20-year-old daughter with Down syndrome. The school district is designed to teach and support children, and it did just the opposite. They cause irreparable harm. And a child with Down syndrome who is inherently kind they want to please their teachers. Little did that student know that they were being manipulated by the people's whose whole purpose is to educate. I don't know if this young person will ever understand that they do not or should not hug people for rewards. It's going to take many years of therapy, educating, and to reverse the harm that was inflicted by this one individual. What I failed to understand is that other school personnel were aware and did nothing. According to Illinois state law, every person working in a school has to file CANTS form every year. That informs them that they are mandated reporters. Reporters, not investigators, reporters. Their job is to simply report. DCFS's job is to investigate. So what I failed to understand from public information is that there were several people who reported to their supervisor, made a comment about it, but not one person filed a report with DCFS within 48 hours, which is their obligation that they signed when they signed their federal cancer form or state cancer form. It is filed every year at the beginning of the school year. So the form explains to them, it's teaching them that they are mandated reporters. And anything they question, they should call DCFS within 48 hours. The powers, the teachers, the administrators who are all suspicious did not report this. My opinion, they should be terminated with cause. They should be prosecuted in the law in the state, according to Illinois state statutes. Every one of these people should have their professional licenses revoked. I pray this board has revoked the license of the teacher in question, that he could not go to any other school and represent himself as a teacher. In the state of New Orleans, 2 school administrators were recently charged with child abuse. They did not cause the abuse. They were aware of the abuse and did not report it. Legally, this board has an obligation to remove all personnel who are aware of the abuse and did not report it to DCFS, as they were trying to do so. Remove them and report them to the state so no further harm can come to any other child. You should consider your role as a board member. You were informed of this abuse and you took very little action. I believe you all take an oath, and that oath states you shall serve as an educator's key advocate on behalf of the students in your community. Can I ask, who advocated for this child when you were informed of the abuse? Did you fulfill your ethical obligations? From public records, you did not. I feel every one of you should step down, allow new board members who will honor the oath of office and respect and advocate every child that is within this district boundaries. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hi, everyone. I wasn't planning on speaking tonight, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update. My name is Dan Vosnos. First of all, thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to speak. I want to kind of give you guys a brief update on where this matter stands outside these walls. Last week, I met personally with the mayor of Libertyville to make sure local leadership understands the scope of what's being documented here. I have an upcoming conversation with your chief of police, and I've already spoken directly with an investigator at the Lake County State's Attorney's Office. They reached out to me, which tells me that this is being taken seriously at the county level, even if it yet has not been taken seriously enough at this table. Guys, this isn't, and ladies, this is not about politics or piling on. It's about documented, mandating, reporting failures. Failures your own superintendent identified. Under Illinois law, which I think you guys already know, that's not a personnel matter to be handled quietly. It's a legal obligation with real consequences for the adults who did not act, and the real consequences for this district if it continues to look the other way. Under the Illinois Pension Code, public employees convicted of felonies, which this clearly is, tied to their official duties, including failing to report child abuse, can forfeit their entire pension. That is not a theoretical, that is current law. So my goal here tonight is simple: to make sure every administrator here in this room and those listening and those getting the message who choose silence over their legal duty understands exactly what they put on the line. Insert pensions. And make sure that this board understands that those consequences go far beyond a personnel file. Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment?
Good afternoon. I am from Gigi's Playhouse in Deerfield. We are a nonprofit that supports people with Down syndrome and their families. Our mission is to change the way the world views Down syndrome, but more importantly, one thing I never thought I'd had to advocate for is the safety for them in their schools and communities and families. And that's what we're doing here today. So really, I just want to be here to let our families know that we are there for them, that we will be their voice when they can't have a voice or don't have a voice, that we'll be their voice standing behind them, supporting them when they do. And so we're here just to show our support for our families, to be there for them, and to let them know that we are advocating for them and will be there for them as long as we can. Thank you.
Anyone else for public comments? Seeing none, we'll move on to the next section. So we have all the FOIA requests received since last month's report. There's 3 of them in there. Any questions from the board or any? Go on to the next item, which is the superintendent's report.
So good evening, Board of Education, members of the community. Number of items to report for a good news report for this evening. Images by District 128 students Justin Miller and Jadalyn Winkler from Vernon Hills High School, and Hedy Salami and Adam Holland from Libertyville High School were selected to be exhibited at Perspective Gallery in Evanston for last month's 15th Annual Student Perspectives 2026 Juried Exhibition of Photography by Chicago area high school students. This year's juror, Chicago artist Kelly Connell, selected images by 52 students from over 261 photographers who submitted over 750 images for the exhibit, and Justin Miller's image received an honorable mention from the juror. Libertyville High School students Joseph Minogu and Margaret O'Grady both received certificates for earning a perfect score on this year's National Latin exam. Less than 1% of students who take the exam in the United States and in 26 countries worldwide achieve this distinction. District 128 is proud to announce that District 128 Voices, the district podcast, has received an award of excellence in the 2026 Publications and Digital Media Awards presented by the National School Public Relations Association, or NSPRA. The Award of Excellence is the highest honor awarded in the competition. District 128 is one of only 25 school districts nationwide to earn this distinction, recognizing excellence in school communications and storytelling. And congratulations to the